Welcome back. That echoed really loud, but welcome back. Good whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. I thought it'd be a really cool idea to do a garage toolbox shop tour. I personally like to watch these. I watch a lot of them on YouTube, so I thought, why not do my own? I have just remodeled my garage, as some of you may have noticed, or seen, or heard me mention. So why not give you a tour of it and show you kind of what I did, how I did it, so you can either like it or dislike it or give me your own opinion, whatever the case may be. I thought it'd be a cool video. So we're just gonna hop right into it. This is it. This is the entry door. My garage or shop is a 32 by 28, I believe. When I bought it, I'll throw a few pictures up on the screen now. It was a bare shell. I mean, it was literally just the shell of the shop. There wasn't any type of barrier from the metal to the outside. So I've had to build this out since the day I moved in, which was what, November, December, something like that now. This took a long time. I spent, you know, a few hours after work and most weekends from the day I moved in to now. And it's still not complete. There are still some things I'll show you as we make our way around the room here that I would like to do or fix or finish or whatever the case may be. But let's just start here at the toolbox. This is the Harbor Freight Special, the U.S. General box. I personally really like these. I think they're good quality for a good price. For these three boxes, the top box, bottom box, and the side box was like right at $1,000 with all the coupons. They do have, I can put another one of the side boxes over here, or I can do a locker. I think I will, because in all honesty, I wish I would have went bigger. I've already filled this up. I'm going to go down through the drawers really quick, because you don't care about looking at every one of them. Actually, I'll just show you the ones I like, I guess. Hammers. You can't have enough hammers. This is the main drawer. All the sockets, extensions, specialty sockets. I probably could do with 2 drawers of these, because I have a whole nother box under there that's just full of overflow. But this is all the organized sockets. All the impact sockets are Tecton, which I like. I would like to upgrade a little bit of some of this, because it's just a mix of Craftsman, Performance Tool, Stanley, Gear Wrench, Tecton. It's just a little bit of everything. But it is a complete set of standard and metric. And then I've got, you know, other odds and ends there. I won't get into all that, but below that, you know, I got my ratchets. I do have Mac extended swivel head ratchets, as well as some just other ratchets, but that does the job. Metric wrenches, standard wrenches. I don't use standard for a whole lot of stuff, but I will be upgrading all that. And there's even more over in that box, like I said. Torque wrenches. This is a Mac torque wrench there, breaker bar, and then a couple of the Harbor Freight wrenches that if I need smaller or what have you. Power tools. I got a lot of Milwaukee. I'm slowly transitioning to more power than I am air. So I've gotten rid of most of my air tools, or given them to family members, and I've got Milwaukee stuff now. This is my most recent purchase, the 1/2-inch impact. Dude, this thing is, that thing's bomb, I tell you that. Best tool I got. I don't know, it's just a bunch of random stuff. I'm not going to get into all that, but like I said, I think I'm going to add the locker there. And these are the New Age cabinets. This was actually the very first thing I bought whenever I bought the house. Before I had any walls up or anything, I bought this cabinet set up on a deal on Black Friday. The blue is kind of what started my whole theme of white and blue. Blue is my favorite color, so why not go blue? when I first bought this, my original goal was to literally throw some insulation in the walls, throw some OSB on top of it, put the cabinets up against it and call it good. As you can see, my plans evolved as I started this whole project. But these tall cabinets on the side, you know, just some odds and ends, stuff, battery charger, PB blaster, some paint stuff, sandpaper, stuff like that. This work area here, I'm not really going to use for working. That's on the other side of the room. I'll show you that. Just kind of overflow. I don't know if we want to get into these or not, but sockets, screwdrivers, wrenches, some old drag racing motor parts and things I've just acquired and don't want to get rid of. Some corded power tools. Nothing. And then this is my detail cabinet. This is the one I probably use the most. A lot of Adams, a lot of chemical guys, all the paint correction, buffing stuff there, and then just overflow. Yeah, this is probably my favorite. And what I love when you open it, it has that great smell. But yeah, great cabinet there. Above the workbench here, just some hand cleaning stuff. Some other nothing really, and also nothing really. All right, from there, we built this room. I thought it'd be, like I said, as it evolved, I thought it'd be a really cool idea to kind of have a storage room with my air compressor and just some other stuff. So you can see the reel, the hose reel up there. I'm not a fan of that hose reel. I don't know if maybe it can be adjustment, but this, you know, this doesn't want to retract all the way very often, and it's really frustrating to use. But that's a 50-foot hose reel there. I mean, overall it works, does the job, does what it's supposed to do, but I don't know if I'm a fan of it. So, storage room. This one, as you can see, the floor, we left the floor concrete. I added 2 6-foot shelves on this side here. This room's not very organized yet. I haven't got to it yet, I guess you could say. You got my ladders, you got the Sanborn air compressor to the filter, regulator, all kinds of stuff. And what I did was I just ran a short length of air hose across the top and out to the hose reel. But yeah, so these shelves are just full of odds and ends, a bunch of paint. Actually, a lot of the floor stuff I used is down there. Anyway, then we got more shelving. This is kind of more some tools, some car parts, sliding miter saw down there, 100 foot of half-inch airline, bunch of Rock Auto boxes full of stuff. You see the Paxton supercharger, the C5 Borla straight pipes, which I think I'm going to keep those, but if not, I may sell them. I don't know. Box of airbags for the Mustang. I don't even know what's in that box, but yeah, so there's that good over there. Continue on. So in these walls is R19 faced insulation. Behind that is actually 1.5 inches of insulation foam, just hard foam. I kind of use that as a vapor barrier. But yeah, it seems to work well. And then at that time, I didn't want to do a ceiling. But as you can see, I did a ceiling. So above the metal ceiling, this is actually called Duraliner. We picked that up from Menards. It's a little thinner than the roof metal that you would see, or siding metal on a pole barn style garage like this. But it's good for interior liners. I bought these in 12-foot 6 lengths. I did have to cut the entire last row, and I had to cut it narrow on this side as well. All LED light fixtures. Love the light. I didn't want to mess with those fluorescent bulbs anymore. They constantly go out, they constantly flicker, they make noise. I figured this is the time to do it, so I went all out. When I bought all these lights, people told me it was a little overkill, but look who's laughing now. I think it's perfect. But anyway, and the ceiling is R38 faced rolled insulation. I tell you what, we'll get back around to it, but my mini split AC heat unit, I don't even have to run it. I mean, the insulation is really well, and half the time it feels good in here as is. But the water line there, I don't know why it was ran there. I may put a shop sink in here, I don't know, but we'll make our way around. Insulated doors. Got the quick jack. So I bought these two workbenches also from Menards, and they came with this pressed MDF type countertop. Well, I figured I got them, I'll use them, but I also had enough of the floor polyurea coating that I thought, it'd be a really cool idea to go ahead and coat the tops of these workbenches with that to match. I think it came out really well. They are very strong. They're not completely scratch resistant, but I think overall it looks really cool. Like I said, it matches the floor. But yeah, I bought two of those. They're 8 foot long, and I think they're perfect. This is the one spot of the garage I'm still kind of working on. I'm not sure. Obviously, those power strips, I'm not leaving them just like that. I do need to mount my bench grinder. I got all my chargers. Like I said, I would like to do away with this side and just, grow onto the Milwaukee there. This is kind of what's still being worked on. It's just the overflow stuff. I'm thinking about maybe putting something on the wall to store a lot of that in, because it's just, I don't know. I don't really know where else to put it. But making our way back around here. As I mentioned, I did put a mini split AC heat unit in. It's 24,000 BTU Sinville, the Leto, I don't know. It actually was a really pretty easy install. If you have any mechanical knowledge at all, you shouldn't have any problems. The only issue I ran into, and I don't really feel like walking back there and showing you, is where I put the exit hole to run the line set outside to go down the back of my garage. It came out on a rib, the rib on the metal there, so it's not a perfect seal, and I gotta redo that. I did it when it was cold, so obviously I didn't spend a ton of time, but I'll have to redo that. But overall, this thing is fantastic. I was using one of those torpedo style heaters, which that thing's great. It warms this place up, quickly, but that, man, it keeps this place nice and toasty. Or now that it's May, it's keeping it fairly cool. I haven't had to run it a whole lot. I got it on right now because I got my doors closed, but I don't really need it on. Like I said, the insulation in this place is fantastic, and it stays cool. We've had a few 80-degree days already, and I haven't even had to turn it on, and it stays, 65, 70 degrees in here. It's perfect. But so, the big thing in here, one last thing I need to show you, is the floor. I did go with a company called Armor Epoxy. I really like it. It was affordable. I think for this garage, what I do, like right at 800 square feet of coating. And I bought a kit, their kit on their website, that is good for up to, I think it was like 900 square feet. Well, if I could do it, I kind of wish I could do it over again. There are some mistakes in this floor. The casual viewer who comes in here is probably never going to see them. I see them every time I look at it, and it bothers me. But I didn't go quite thick enough in some places, and other places I did. And you can see those marks. I was the whole time I did this floor, I was terrified I wasn't going to have enough material. Looking back, I have more than enough. I have some left, and if I could do it over again, I would have went thicker and everything, on the whole shebang. Even on the paint chips, I have a whole bunch of those left because I was afraid I was going to run out. So I wish I would have used more of those. But it came out really good. It looks good. It kind of tied in the entire garage. So don't get me wrong. I'm just pointing out that if I would have known a few things, I would have done some things differently. But overall, really, really well. Came out really, really well. You put down 2 coats. The base coat is your tint coat. They give you, for 3 gallons, they give you 3 pints of the tint that you mix in. By the way, this stuff is really sticky and really thick. But they mix that in. You put your coat down. You work in about a 10 by 10 area. You throw your flakes and you let it dry. They say you can do your second coat and walk on it within 3 to 6 hours. However, I did it one night after work. I let it dry overnight, go to work, and I came back the next day and I did the clear coat. Well, let me rephrase that. Both coats are technically clear unless you tint them. So this is a two-coat application. So the top coat's clear. You put that over your chips and your tint coat, and it's really strong. I've actually intentionally dropped some tools on it, and I've only had one. And by the way, I couldn't even find it if I wanted to, but when I was putting this shelving unit together, I dropped one of the beams, and it put a minuscule little chip, and you honestly could never find it if you looked. But overall, very durable floor. I would highly recommend, and I wish I could do it again to make sure I get it on as thick as you should. So if you are going to do a floor like this, go thick. Don't try to skimp out, and don't listen to the instructions that says put a very thin coat. I would have went thicker. Now you do run the risk if you go too thick, you'll get a bunch of little bubbles because it will it outgasses. So you got to kind of play that by ear. But like I said, I would have done it thicker. But overall, I absolutely love the floor. I love the garage. Love the walls. I have had a few people ask me why I decided to go OSB on the walls. Very simple. I don't like drywall. I didn't want to screw with drywall. This way, if I need to hang something on a wall, I don't got to find a stud to do so. If I do it over again, I would do the exact same thing. I think it came out absolutely perfect. I trimmed out the windows and the doors in gray. I still need to finish that one. As you can see, I got the wood there to do it, but I need to finish it. But I think that covers everything. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I love my garage. I think I did a very good job. It suits me. Are there some things I would change if I could do it over again? Probably, but nothing as far as the design and aesthetic and things like that. Like I said, there's very, very few things I would change, but very happy with it. This is kind of a dream garage. Would I want to go bigger? Absolutely. I think any guy who has or any person who has their own garage would like it to be bigger. You always fill them up far too quick. I'd like double this size, and I guarantee you that still would not be enough. But let me know what you think. Comment below, thoughts, suggestions, just comments in general. Like this video if you liked it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Until next time, thanks.